everybody, what is up? Welcome back to another Lock Boss show. I tell you what, I'm PJ and I'm happy to be here with you. So here in just a little bit, we're going to be going over the comment of the week, the post of the week, although I think in opposite order there. And then we're going to finally dive into the new ideniKey. And I don't know, we'll talk through it. You know, as you know, it's one of my favorite topics. So really excited to be here with you and to have some fun, and particularly talking about identifying keys. So, man, you know, I tell you what, we've had so many wonderful guests that we had scheduled and planned that it has been killing me to not be talking about ideniKey with you. So I am really, really happy that it's finally here. So, man, now, of course, I'm going to be drinking a Topo Chico, a nice fresh one I just pulled out of the fridge. So cheers to all you out there drinking a Topo or your favorite beverage of choice, huh? There we go. Absolutely wonderful. So how is everybody doing today? I like the comments about, let's see. Kurt, Lock and Key, what's up? Says this could go long. Oh man, someone you know, pull that ripcord, get me fired up here, and we'll go on and on about ideniKey. Let me see here. The one thing I do need to bring up is the after party. So we do have a after party over in our friend Jimmy J's Discord. If you are watching, you are welcome to join. So afterwards, I'll go ahead and paste in the link here. There we go. There's the link for Discord. So if you want to join in afterwards, you're more than happy to. We're just kind of hanging out, talking about a little bit of this and a little bit of that. I tell you, just really no agenda outside of whatever you want to talk about. So let's see. So yeah, we'll be hopping into that soon. Man, okay. You guys have to tell me. Okay, so if you look here, if you look at my hair, my 13, soon to be 14-year-old daughter cut it. So what do you guys think? I think she did an absolute great job. And so props to Audrey. Let's see here. Lucky Strike says, I ran into one of those reverse M1 China keys the other day. Yeah, they're out there. I tell you, they are out there. So, oh man, feels good to be here live. Let's see here. All right. So, you know what? I think we can probably hop in and have a little bit of fun here. All right, let's go and let's get this party started. Oh, and of course, you know, sometimes I always forget to mention, and of course at the end I'm going to announce this week's 5 lucky winners. So of course we'll be diving into that soon. All right, so let's get on here. Let's get it going, and let's go. Post of the week. This one comes from John W. John W. says, I appreciate the card and the sweet Lock Boss swag, especially the Rice Krispie treat. Now, John, I don't see the Rice Krispie treat in the photo, so, you know, are you sure that you got one? No, I'm joking. Yeah, they're good. They are good. So yeah, John, thanks for not only being part of the community, but for sending the photo in, and hope all that stuff goes to great use. All right. Next, this post is from Nate K says, look at this cool setup from Nate K's vintage best key combinator. Love the vibe of the workstation with those flames in the background. Yeah, check that out. That's pretty cool, man. I tell you what. So what do we got here? We got a best original. Looks like a stamping block. We have the JMA Nomad in there. We have that best key combinator or best punch. We have a vise, and in the very back, looks like we have a grinding wheel with, or a bench grinder with, is that a grinding wheel on the left and a polisher on the right, maybe? I like it. Really cool setup there. Yeah, man, those old school best combinators. I mean, it seems like people who have those, I mean, they just work. They outlast you, I think is what they do. I think they just outlast you. But Nate K, thanks for sending the photo. Really cool to see that stuff. Appreciate it. All right, here we go. This was the comment of the week from FTRV Denny. Says, well, there are some advantages to brick and mortar. We have people towing cars in constantly from auction with no keys. It gives us an opportunity to work on them on our time. We also have apartment complexes, and the housing authorities bring in and drop off loads of doorknobs to rekey, which we can also do on our available time. We only pay $650 a month in rent. Very good. I like that. That you know, you bring up a really good point, right? Which is if you have people dropping off cars or a bunch of locks to do, you get to kind of do it at your time. It's a really good point, actually. And I think another interesting point is a lot of times maintenance people who are tasked with, I don't know, just about every sort of physical maintenance thing on a property, a lot of times, right, it's hard for them to justify, like they don't want you to come out or pay, you know, they don't want to pay overtime wages or trip charges maybe. And so if they can bring the locks, you know, drop them off while they're going to Home Depot or, you know, wherever they're going, is it's a really good use of time and it saves money. It's all around a pretty good thing. So very good points there. Thank you for sharing. All right, so here we are talking. Julio, do you have any sort of drum roll or something? Like I need something. Okay. No. Okay, Julio, let's not do that. Let's do confession music because I have something I got to tell you guys. Okay, I don't know. Is there a confession music going? Let me turn up my own speaker. Is Julio out there? Julio, are you out there? Yep. Okay, perfect. All right, guys, I got to tell you something. Okay, I don't want to, and I want to do this before we get into ideniKey so I can do it with a clear conscience. But I don't know if you remember when my dad was on a couple weeks ago, I was, this last Thursday, was going on a fishing trip with my family, taking them out salmon fishing. And I have to tell you, at 4 a.m. Thursday morning, I don't know, I hit a deer with my wife's car, or a deer hit me. I'll let you be the judge of that. For the record, I believe a deer hit me, jumped out of nowhere. And for the second time now in 2 years, with me driving, my wife's car has been messed up. So right now she's driving around a vehicle with one side messed up on it on the front, unfortunately, and probably gonna be like that way for a few weeks before it's able to get fixed. So, man, you know, I wish it wasn't so, but it is, and I have to live with it. So, you know, I just want to get that off my chest so you guys know where I'm at, okay? So, anyways, man, I tell ya, Oh man, not good. Okay, Julio, you can turn that confession music off. I'm done. Okay, I have nothing else. Nothing else. Oh my gosh. Okay, terrible. Absolutely terrible. All right, Julio, come on now. Come on now. All right, guys, let's hop into ideniKey. So if you don't know, almost a month ago now, we released ideniKey 2.0. So we tried to do two things at once. We tried to make the app easier and quicker to use, and we tried to eliminate a lot of what we see on the back end with bad photos taken, right? Bad photo taken equals bad result, okay? And so the goal here was to hopefully eliminate as many bad photos as possible to get the best results as possible. So I'm going to hop in here. We're going to talk about it. And if you have questions or things you would like to ask me, go ahead and throw them in the chat. And, well, we'll talk about it. All right. All right, here we go. There we go. All right. All right, so first thing I want to talk about is the first thing that we did was we combined several of the screens into just one screen, right? So if you were used to using ideniKey 1.0 and you went to 2.0, you essentially get to cut through almost like all of the screens, right, till the very end screen, right? So this is like the very end screen where you're going to click on take image, and this is what happens. Now, what we do here is we kind of give you an outline of that flashes, I think, for a few 5 seconds or something. And at that point is what it does. It goes away, and then you use the plus or minus to zoom in or zoom out to take a photo. So in the video that we released, you can see the image of the key, right? And so you want to get it, fairly close to the top and the bottom lines with the top of the key head up. And you'll snap that photo, and then it looks like this. Okay, so now you got one side done. Then on the right, you're going to see that the second side. So you'll do the same thing. And next thing you know, you'll see the pictures. What you want to make sure here is you have one side of each of the key, okay? It's always important. Now, on double-sided keys, we realize that each side is the same. However, please flip it over because we're all of a sudden I can't talk, but is what we want to do is at that case, we actually get two images of the same key on a different side, and it's just better, okay? I guess the easiest word to say is that it's better. Now, you didn't hear it from me, but like maybe a customer sends you a photo and you only have one photo. You can use it on both, okay? You didn't hear it from me, but you can. And if it's a double-sided key, not really much consequence. If it's a single-sided, you may not get as good of results. It's just hard to say, okay? So that's what that looks like. And then, okay, on the left here, you're going to see this is the results. And there's two things that I want to point out here. First is you're going to see up top there on that red box that I made that it says 1 of 5, okay? No matter what, we're going to give you 5 results, okay? And there's a few reasons for that. And I want to kind of riff or talk about this a little bit. And I'll try to use brevity a little bit because I know I can go on for days on this, okay? And I'll get to the questions here as we go. So if you have questions, throw them in there. I'll get to them. And so, okay, so we're going to give you 5 results. And there's a few reasons for this. Is number one is maybe the real key is number 3, and ideniKey just doesn't think it's number 1, okay? Like that definitely can't happen. Number 2 is that a lot of times on a lot of keys, there's going to be more than one key that will work. And we want to give you all available options that ideniKey thinks of for figuring out the right key. Now, just a fun little fact, on the back end system, when I'm looking at the results, I have ideniKey show me the top 10 results, because if ideniKey does miss it, it's probably like number 6 or I don't know, maybe number 10, or it might be somewhere in there, right? So I like to see that, and then I fix it when it does happen. But so we want to give you all the information, and only giving you one is just not good, in my opinion. Okay, I want to give you 5. I don't want you to be able to sift through them, and I want you to find a key that works, because there's really 2 things that happen simultaneously in the key world today. Number 1 is there's actually really no key made, which, as you know, I point out in a bunch of different videos that I've been doing. I've been buying locks on Amazon or whatever, and doing tests with them with ideniKey. And so I want to get you the closest key possible. Or number 2, maybe there's a lot of variations of the same key. For example, like a Y11. There's a Y11, there's a IN8, there's a N54, a N54G. There's all sorts of different variations of that. Now, for maybe like me and maybe like you, that there is a bunch of different options, so it's not that big of a deal. And you might also even know what the real one needs to be, and maybe even the nuances between those keys. But if you don't, we want to have the information, as much information as we can for you, okay? So that's kind of what we got going on there. And which leads me to my second point, which is that buy now button, okay? So when you hit that buy now button, it really, I don't know, maybe buy now isn't maybe the best option, although you can buy it, of course, and we like that because that's what we do. But the biggest thing, as you can see on the picture on the right, for the keys that are in ideniKey at the moment, we have 360 views of that key, right? Because we all know that sometimes just a single profile view isn't going to really let you know if that's going to be the right key or not. So is what you want to do there. If you click on the buy now button, it takes you to our website, where not only you can buy it now, but you can see the 360 view of the key. This was very important to me. If you ask anyone in the building, this is very important. And by the way, it's very costly for us to do. But it was important to make sure that you can get on there and you can scroll around the key, that you can have your customer's key in, let's say, your left hand. And in the right hand, you can be 360 viewing that key to compare it to the key in your hand that's your customer's, okay? So that's for me, it's really, really important to do that, and to have that offer there, so you can see it. And then, of course, in the bottom right, you're going to see the profile, okay? Now, this profile is as if you were going to take the key and stick it into the key hole. So I know it's kind of weird and nuanced, but if you were to look at the key tip and compare it, it's going to be reverse, okay? That is going to be reverse. So that's the other really important thing. Now, I am happy to report, since 2.0 came out, that people have been taking better photos. So that's really cool. Really happy to see. So yeah, and by the way, if I had it my way, I'd want to talk about ideniKey every Tuesday. So you have to prepare yourself. I might be showing, after a while, people be like, PJ, okay, enough about ideniKey. Let's talk about something else. All right, but yeah, let's see here. Let's see, and I'll get to the comments here soon. Okay, so keep asking any questions you might have, and we'll keep going into it. Now, I wanted to show you, I took a couple screenshots. I wanted to show you something else. This is how many downloaded versions of ideniKey there is. Now, I find this interesting. Maybe you will as well. So this is just screenshots actually from about an hour ago, or a half hour, 45 minutes ago. But on Apple, on the iOS system, there is 17,000 downloads, which is wild. And on Android, there's 3,000. So there's actually over 20,000 downloads now, which is crazy to me. And what's even more crazier is the difference in iOS and the Android system. So I don't know. Does this number surprise you guys? I mean, honestly, 20,000 is way more than I thought we would have at this point. Like, I think our internal goals after 1 year was 5,000, right? So I'm like, man, if we can get 5,000 downloads in 1 year, because we're coming right up on almost 1 year, is pretty cool. So yeah. But 17,000 on iOS, and I don't know what the user are. I mean, I don't know how many people use iOS compared to the, Android or Play Store or whatever you want to call it, but I don't know. It's kind of wild to me. So 17,000 and 3,000 blows my mind. Over 20,000 downloads. Like, and I was looking like on iOS, for example, I was looking yesterday and I was like, so yesterday we had 20 new downloads, which is pretty crazy. I don't know. It's wild, but I'm really happy that so many people find it helpful and that they're using it. And, as of course, we're just going to keep building it out. Okay. Right. We're going to keep going. And so, yeah, so that's all the slides that I have for you today. So let's hop over. Let me go over some of the comments. Let me answer any questions that you might have. And then I guess we'll just kind of go from here. But yeah, that 17,000 to 3,000 is wild to me. I don't really get it. But hey, I do have an ask though. Okay. First of all, if you're liking the show, go ahead and hit that like button today. It means a lot to us. But also that if you've been using ideniKey and like it, I tell you what, I would personally love if you were to leave us a review. So it would just mean a lot. Okay. So app reviews are important, just like all reviews actually are. So if you want to leave one, if you like it, that'd be very much appreciated. So let's see here. Let me go through some of the comments, and I want to talk about some things. Okay. Let's talk about some things together. David says, is this your app? Are you the owner? And the answer is yes and yes. So I don't know how I can answer it any more clear than that. So hopefully that clears that up, David. I have a picture of my customer's key, but not the key. There needs to be a feature to upload it. Yes, you can do that. You can do that. Let me find that. Okay. Let me remove this B. Morton, and let me show you. Okay. So on this picture where it says topic key, where you take the photo, if you look on the bottom left, you're going to see that photos button. Okay. On that photos button, click it, and then it's going to go to your gallery. Oop, I got to move that again. There we go. So if you look right there and you can see that photos button, click that. You can upload a photo from your gallery. Now, of course, it's really important actually that I allow you guys to do that. And I always want to keep that in there because it can be very powerful to upload photos, right? From that customer send you or whatnot. But you got to make sure it's a good photo. Okay. Better photo, better result. Very, very important. Okay. Let's see here. Joe, what's up? Says new version a lot easier than the old one. Yes. So it's way easier to use. And like, I don't know if I remember telling you guys, but like to get it out on time, I mean, I call it like a fake app, but we essentially had to make a really quick app, and it wasn't like proper code. It was more of like a web view type of a app type of thing. And so over the past year, we actually spent the last 8 months or so developing the proper, React Native type of app. Okay. And so it's quick. It's nice. I really like it as well. Let's keep going here. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yep. Jimmy puts that in there. I like it. PJ. Hey, Strausers. What's up? Says PJ, not true. Not all double-sided keys are the same. I did an old, the K775. Yep. That's a good point. Yep. You're right. So although the majority of double-sided keys are the same, definitely not all are. Absolutely. So, but even if it is, I want you to, if you can, just take a picture of the other side of the key. Very, very helpful. Jimmy says, I use the Android, can't speak to the Apple. Okay, yeah, there you go. Yeah, so you're one of the 3,100. I like it. Let's see here. Oh, James had to open a safe. Well, I'm guessing if you're on, that means you opened it. So nice work. Two double-sided keys around. Let's see here. And the profile allows you to figure out the differences between the blanks. Yep. More info is better than less. Completely agree. Just looking at your example, isn't that the reverse of the key you need? I don't know. Let's look. Okay, so it's that way. Nope, that is the right key. That is the right one. But hey, that's a good call on that. I like it. I like it. Let's see here. I just lost my place. Yeah, Jimmy says the 360 view is helpful for sure. Yes. I absolutely love it here. Trying to download the new version and keep getting old version and cannot figure how to get rid of old app. Vernon, so one thing you can do is just uninstall the app in the Play Store and then reinstall it. I can't remember if you're a beta tester or not. If you're a beta tester, that might have, it gets a little weird on that, but yeah, you should be able to just uninstall and then reinstall. You'll be good. Let's see here. Jimmy, that worked, but couldn't find the key. It's a Abloy security key. Yeah. Yeah. Well, actually, let's talk about all that here in a minute. I think we all know that ideniKey is your baby. Yes. So is that showing looking from the tip of the key? Yes, it's looking from, okay, so let's just grab a key, okay? So I just got a key that's all bent up, actually. Look at that, little bent up. Okay, so I got a key here, okay? And a lot of people, let's say this is my computer screen, okay? And it has the little profile in here. A lot of people want to turn the key, or they want to turn the key around and they want to look at it and they want to match it up with the screen like this, right? But in reality, the little profiles that you see are if you were to take the key and try to stick it onto it. Does that make sense? So if you were to turn the key and look at it like this while I'm looking at the computer screen, it's going to be the reverse of what that photo shows if you're looking at it like this. So it's as if you were taking it and going to slide it into the lock. Okay, that's how that works. Hopefully, John, hopefully that's helpful. Jimmy says, tried LSA, didn't find that either. It only finds the one CLK sells, I think. Yeah, Jimmy, yeah. So yeah, let's actually here in a minute, let's hop into that. I think the app, Ropa, what's up? I think the app works the same, you know. I mean, I have a test Android phone now, and so I think it worked. It, in my experience, at least, it's worked the same. Let's see here. Oh, didn't expect it to find it. Got it. Let's see here. Let's see. BJ, make sure you bring plenty of money. Orlando is an expensive place, almost 5. Oh wow, George. So we're not gonna be in Orlando this year. So yeah, we can talk about that if you want. Keith says here at Norwich Locksmith and my sister's store Village Locksmith, we are only commercial locksmiths, but use the app all the time because the app offers other keys we can use and buy. For us, it's a great tool. Thank you, man. Keith, absolutely great to hear. Yeah, so let's see here. Yeah, so I don't know. Here, let me get through some of here, depending on if the comments, how they keep going. But I want to talk about a lot of this other stuff that you guys are kind of bringing up here too. But yeah, Keith, that's awesome. We're really happy to hear it works good for you. Let's see here. Such a valuable tool. I'm using it enough. I feel like I should be paying for it. You've invested so much into it for us. Yes. So Carl, great point. No, so okay, so we're working on so Android actually just had new code that I'm gonna just kind of like butcher it here. I'm gonna say it quickly though, using brevity, which is what I need to with ideniKey. Android just came out with a new code that everything had to get updated to. We're almost done updating that, and then we're gonna start working on the paywalls. Okay, so I was hoping to have it out by August. Maybe it still will be, maybe it won't. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to stick to the $2 a month thing, but we're just going to do it a yearly subscription. So there'll be probably like circa a week free trial, and then it'll be $24 a year. And so it's the price of like an ILCO key blank book, right? And so I figure like that's a good, reasonable, hopefully easily justifiable price. And yeah, when you have like for us, 20,000 downloads hitting our servers and our AI and all of that, it's I think 24 is what it will be. So thank you for that though, Carl. And I hope that you'll be a subscriber. So let's see here. Joe says, yes, just like looking at an ILCO catalog. Absolutely. All right. My experience with the app has been great on Android. Jimmy, that's really great to hear. B. Norton, yeah, bummer. I was looking forward to meeting you here. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, we'll be back next year. I guess the truth is, of course, I like Aloha, huge supporter of Aloha. At the same time, though, like when we were in Orlando, actually, when we did this shirt 2 years ago, we actually decided at that show to not come back in 2 years. So it was just something that we just felt that it was probably something to do. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. But anyways, we'll be back in Vegas next year. And then the year after, I hear it's going to be somewhere other than Orlando. And so we'll be going to that too. So we'll hop back on the circuit next year. But the truth is, we need to start going to more than just Aloha, huh? Let's see here. I get a lot of calls for lockouts when a homeowner's on vacation with the dog. Oh, hold on, I'm mumbling. Let me start over. I got a lot of calls for lockouts when homeowner is on vacation, dog sitter, lost key, and helpful addition. It would be for the customer takes a picture of the key and send it to me to also decode a key. Then, yeah, great point. Oh, George, the 1 year he makes it. What the heck, George? What the heck? Let's keep it going. It's just key cutting for customer. Maybe, I don't know. I've been trying to get them all to combine it into one. That's my vote. When does that start? Well, I'm not quite sure what you're referring to. I'm going to guess the paywall, and it'll be as soon as we actually have it built, which could be as early as the end of this month, or I don't know, end of Q2 or Q3 or something, somewhere right around there. Very fair. Yeah. Thank you for that. Let's see here. The pay version. Yeah. It'll be for Android and iOS. Let's see here. That's a very good price. I throw more than that anyway on a coffee a day. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Thanks, Trousers, for that. Yeah. So yeah, I think that, yeah, I mean, to have it at a price that is reasonable is very important to me, where it kind of feels like a no-brainer. It's just part of your, toolbox, so to speak. And of course, we do generate revenue also when you identify a key and then you buy it from us, right? There's a lot of that going on. And so, that's also part of it, which helps us keep the price lower. And yeah, so it's been good, and I think having over or almost a year now for free is also good as we've been going through it and stuff. And of course, we'll keep adding keys to it. Okay, looks like I kind of got through a lot of the comments here. So let's hop into a couple things that I was wanting to talk about with it. How about that? Okay, so as we're digging through all the keys and, getting through them, I have to do some math to figure out the actual amount of keys, but I can tell you we have somewhere between 9,000 to 10,000 unique profiles in the system now, which is a lot. How many total keys are in there? It's hard for me to honestly say. I was trying to do the math, but I don't know. It can be a little, I didn't get that. I didn't get that in time, but there's around 10,000 total profile, different profiles in there. So there's a pretty good amount, right? If there's a key in the system and you take a decent photo, of course, you're going to find it, right? You're going to find something that works. Next coming up, right? As time goes on, for the most part, we have transponder keys in there. We don't have many remote head keys. Might be a couple. So, excuse me. Well, I want to talk about this though for a minute because I want your input on what you think is the best thing to do here. Okay. So let's just take an old school Chrysler remote headed key. Now, by just taking a photo of the key, both sides, there's a big variety of that. I mean, even if it identifies all the buttons, there could be, let's call it 3, maybe 4 different keys that look identical. So it's not going to help you a ton per se. What do you think is better? Do we just identify the metal key on that? So in this example, we would identify a Y159 metal-headed key. Do we identify maybe if the transponder keys out the Y164 is what those ones are going to be? So do we tell you it's a Y164? I mean, I have a hard time. I know we see people all the time taking photos of prox keys even, but I'm like, what are they wanting me to tell them? So I'd like some feedback with that if possible. Yep, Gustavo, you're right. It's tricky because of the FCC, right? And so that's kind of the weird part. And at some point we have to come up with a good solution for this as we keep going through them all. Yeah, I don't know. You'll have to tell me what you think there. Let's see here. Ready to go. Oh, hey, little lock boss will be there. Very cool. Bummer I won't be able to meet you there. Let's see here. That's why the Lockfather's key wallet is so loaded with more than I can store. Yes, he has a lot of keys. Yep, tricky because of the FCC. The middle part, maybe. I don't know. So for me, it really comes down to user intent, right? When someone takes a photo of a prox key, for example, I feel like they are wanting, the user intent of the photo would be to know exactly what that prox key is, right? Which, depending on it, maybe we could tell you. I mean, depending on how many FCCs are on that, hard to say. It doesn't seem great. The other thing is, like, for a prox key, do we show the emergency key, right? Because we can do that because all the emergency keys will be the same for the same type of prox, right? So we could do that. I don't know. Right, that would be hard, right? Maybe add an option for make, model, year. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. I think just looking it up is sufficient for sure. Yeah, it's really hard to say. So yeah, I mean, those I kind of wrestle with, and it's like, until I know exactly what we need to do, it's really hard to want to make a decision and start putting the hours in on that. But at this point, I feel like if you take a photo of a prox, it's going to be best if we just show you the emergency key. If it's a Y1, if it's like a Chrysler old school remote head key, probably just do metal key. I don't know. I mean, I kind of go back and forth on that. Yeah, you're right. If you do it would narrow the FCC ID, Ryan, you're right. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. I'd love any feedback that you could give there. Now let's talk about something else that got brought up a lot here a few times, is like only showing keys that we sell or whatever, right? And the way I look at that is that if we, like right now, using resources to identify keys that are restricted, keys that are no longer in use, all of that, it doesn't seem like a good use of time, really, because like if you use the app and it tells you that it's a retired old Curtis key, does that help you? I mean, I don't know. I don't really think it does. Or a restricted key, right? Something that we see a lot of is people taking photos of restricted keys. And, excuse me here. Yawning a little bit. So there's a few rules of thought here. Number one is maybe we just list restricted. Obviously they'll know it's a Medico if it has instead of Medico on it, right? If it's an ASA, it'll have ASA on it or whatever. But I just don't know if there's too much use of adding those keys. I mean, I've thought maybe we should probably add the USPS mailbox key. That one's, the restricted one. That one's shown a lot. Maybe just put up their USPS restricted or something. I don't know, but it's just hard to say. I'm not saying that we won't ever add keys that we don't sell on it, but if the key's not available for sale because it's restricted or it's no longer made, I just don't really see I don't see it as a good use of time compared to adding keys that aren't even in the database that are available, right? So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that. I'm obviously open to anyone's thoughts on this and maybe giving me a different perspective. I will change my mind as I get better info. So if you have better info, well then by all means, or you have a different perspective, share it with me. I'd love to know. But let's see. Let's go through some of the comments. There are too many aftermarket versions to be able to tell what they're actually the middle key. I know, yeah, that is true. But even though Toyotas, you have split, yeah, it's true. Maybe help the customer, sell the customer an updated lock, maybe. Sure. Did I have my zip fist today? Yeah, I think I need more though. I don't know why I'm getting tired. I've been trying to watch the new Happy Gilmore, and I have watched it 3 nights and I fall asleep. I think we only have like 25 minutes left or whatever now, but I cannot believe it's like ruining it. I got to try watching it in the middle of the day or something, Identification of anything beyond the automotive blade will not narrow the results much. Vehicle used the same way. Benny, yep. That's a good point, George. Well, in medical, probably you just want to list out the patent like the ILCOs. Yeah, restricted for that way for a reason. Yeah, frame says a 6-pin. Yep. A 1638. Yeah, I believe that one's actually an ideniKey, Gustavo. If not, it should be. Jimmy says, I personally wouldn't expect to find keys not sold by CLK since it would mean buy it now wouldn't be available. Yeah. And I mean, for the record, though, I don't mind listing keys that we don't sell. Like, that's not like a primary, like, oh, if we don't sell it, I'm not going to tell you what it is type of a attitude. I don't have that at all. At all. But it does seem wise for us to continue to build out the keys that we do sell first, right? But for sure, there will come a time where we will list keys on there that we don't sell. Like, I don't mind that. Like, I want, if there's information that I can give to you through the app that if we don't sell it, so be it, but can help you 100% on board with that. And I think one of the powers of the app actually is where like ILCO, in ILCO's book, for example, or whatever, they are only going to show you the keys that they have, right? Well, with ideniKey, you're going to get ILCO keys, you're going to get JMA keys, you're going to get OEM keys, you're going to get Blue Dog keys, you know, all that sort of thing. And so that's part of the power of the app, is us showing more than just one manufacturer. With that being said, though, it seems best to first do all the keys that we do sell. You agree? Does anyone agree with me on that? You see my point? Let's see. I think it would, let's see here. I think it would be nice to have those in so a locksmith can tell the customer it's no longer available or whatnot. That would give your app more love. Okay. Yeah, that's fair, Ryan. I mean, it's not a bad thing, you know, especially probably on the real popular ones. Like, there's a lot of, man, like, first of all, I don't know the answer. Maybe you guys can tell me, but like, there's a lot of US lock restricted keys that get taken photos of in the app, right? And I'm like, first of all, I don't even think is US lock exists. I did a Google, so I've been getting so many things. I did a Google search and it like came up. It's like Home Depot or HD Supply now is US lock. I don't know. They're kind of a little bit before my time. I know US lock was a powerhouse back in the day. I don't really know if there's anything US lock today, to be honest with you. Maybe you guys can fill me in on this, but I searched US lock because I'm like, okay, is US lock still in business? What's going on with it? And then it popped up. It's like part of HD Supply now, which is Home Depot, right? So I don't know if they're still selling it. Did another distributor pick it up and is still selling it? I don't know. But if you know, let me know. I'm not quite sure how to how to deal with that. But let's see. All right, next up. As locksmiths, sometimes we need help identifying keys that are presented to us, but it leaves us in the dark if someone like you can identify it. That's why I don't mind paying for the service. Oh, well, thank you. Really appreciate that. Strauser says, thank you for getting my order filled and shipped today that I placed this afternoon. I just got a notification. Very cool. Well, hey, thank you very much for the order. Really appreciate that. You pretty much have all the keys that we need. Oh, too kind, Joe. Too kind. All right. A 1638 is but one out of many that are out of patent. Yep. Let's see here. I don't think they are. If I remember, the other lock shop, it was saying that she couldn't get them anymore. Okay. US lock went downhill fast. Yeah. So I think, okay, so maybe you guys, what is he saying here? Locksmith shop in my area is saying she couldn't get them anymore. Yeah, I think Who was it too? Who was it? Hudson, maybe it was Hudson recently. I remember seeing something where they were like offering to sell, like all distributors, I think they sent out a thing selling the discontinued or overstock or something, US lock cam locks or something. So maybe they were the supplier of those. I don't know, really. But I know back in the day, okay, like I rewind when I was a kid, and like my dad and I would go to some different lock shops, and you walk in the lock shop and there'd just be like US locks everywhere or whatever. I know back in the day they were a powerhouse, but looks like they've been bought and sold a few times and somehow ended up at HD Supply, I guess. But I don't know. Let's see. Randwig says, JP, I truly appreciate your honest approach to helping people regardless of the situation. As a new small locksmith business owner, you and your knowledge are truly priceless to me. Well, hey, you know what? Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I mean, of course, like I, pay my bills and my staff by, selling and shipping supplies, right? But I think it's also really important. Part of what we do in the Lock Boss community is to be as helpful as we can. So I really appreciate that. Really appreciate it. I still run into US locks. Now I just replace them. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Chris says, can you address how the images are stored or not stored? Seems to be a security issue. Yeah. So when the image results come through, obviously, like those are stored, they're anonymous. I don't know who posts them, which is really unfortunate because some people post some not so nice pictures. Like someone in particular likes to maybe a TMI alert, but they like to sit while they're going to the bathroom and send me photos of them flipping me off. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. But yeah, so they are stored anonymously on our server to look at for the results purposes. And then at that point, I don't know what the date is. Many are deleted after so long. I believe they are deleted. I'd have to talk with our developer on what the thing is on that. But yeah, obviously it's important that we can see the results to correct ideniKey when ideniKey needs help and or to see the results, right? But yeah, so you shouldn't have any issues with security at all because, well, it's anonymous on there. So remember, I don't even know if I want to say that publicly, though, in case more people want to send me bad pictures. I'm on live. Is it too late to delete that part? Shoot. I remember when US Lock went down, Home Depot did buy them. Yep. Okay. That's interesting. I wonder, the one thing that with just on a interesting side note with like US Lock, or I guess getting bought by Home Depot, is like it's really weird when companies buy a supply company like that and then essentially dissolve, get rid of it or whatever. I don't know. I guess if you have money to burn, you got money to burn, right? PJ, for the paid version, will we have the ability of history? Yes, that is something that we will get built in. Okay, I don't want to give you a timeline on that at the moment. Mainly because I'm always too optimistic. But yes, paid history or the ability to view history, keyway cross-references, that sort of stuff for sure needs to happen. Let's see here. When we purchase items from you, like the paid version, give us a code to use ideniKey. Yeah. Yep. That is, yeah. I mean, I would say that over time, you'll probably see something like that or something for sure. So, yeah. Yeah. I don't want to say too much or make too many promises at the moment, but yeah, there should be. I get exactly what you're saying, B. Norton. Exactly. But well, shoot, here we are, almost going an hour, which is not uncommon for ideniKey. But I tell you what, I've been having a lot of fun just riffing with you guys, kind of talking through it, answering questions. The one thing that's always important for me to do, with live and stuff, is to not shy away from any questions or whatever that gets put on here, and just have good conversation, really. So really appreciated it. One of my favorite lives is actually when we did the Q&A for lockpicks, when we bought lockpicks.com and all that. So it was really fun to just do a live Q&A, because it's kind of the opposite of what a lot of people do when that kind of stuff happens. So I don't know, you might over the next while see another acquisition happen. I don't know. Could be just daydreaming. Maybe not. I don't know. But all right, well, hey, let's get on to the winners. All right, let's get on to the Lock Boss winners. And Julio, I'm going to try to hurry up. I know it's 4:56, and just hang with me, okay? Hang with me for just a few short moments. All right. But all right, let's hop in there. Julio, you out there? Oh yeah, we got the giveaway. Julio got the giveaway music going. Let's go. Let's go. Season 3.19 giveaway winners. Let's get on the same page on what to do if you win. Email us your shipping info to sales@CLKsupplies.com or call us 800-848-6989 and we'll send your gifts soon. How to win. Comment on our videos with the hashtag LockBoss. Winners will be chosen from comments on the previous week's videos for our weekly giveaway. No purchase necessary. With that being said, here we go. Winner number 1 this week is Depot Locksmith. Congratulations. Winner number 2 is Jeffrey Kelly 1071. Congrats. Winner number 3 is John Falk 6955. Congratulations. Winner number 4 is Nick's Lock. Nick's Lock, congratulations. Winner number 5, last but not least, is Locked Up Locksmith. Sorry, I couldn't speak again for a second, but there we go. Locked Up Locksmith, congratulations to our 5 lucky winners this week. And of course, we still have our Lock Boss Rekey Recon Patch Hat going on. Get it for free with orders over $321 and up. Very, very cool, guys. Man, so much fun hanging out with you, talking ideniKey. As you know, I'd like to do that every week, if at all possible. Let's see here. Let me look through. Got a bunch more comments again. Yeah, Chris says thanks. Yeah, you got it. For all the videos and lives, and Ian for being customer service hero. Yeah, Ian's awesome. I don't know if Ian's as good a shot at Billy though. As good as Billy. Yak, yak, yak. PJ yakking. Let's see here. Let's see. Winners. Good stuff, everybody. Let's see. Well, very cool, guys. Well, hey, absolutely great hanging out with you. Thanks for being here. Of course, we'll be back same place, same time next week. I'm actually hoping to get the staff on, get the team on, hear from Lily, hear from Ian, maybe Kylie, I don't know. But I'm hoping next week that's what we'll do. It's been a while since I've ever had everybody on. And then, of course, we're going to get back to having all sorts of guests on. So we've had lots of guests on. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll continue to do it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the community. Listen, we might be the one posting the videos, okay? But your comments, your thoughts, your experience in the comments is what makes the Lock Boss community what it is. Thank you for being positive. And of course, stay safe out there. All right, stay safe. But with that being said, after party will start here in a little bit. I'll hop on. I'll be a part of it for a little bit today. So if you want to come hang out, you know where to go. But otherwise, have a safe and wonderful week, and we'll see you same place, same time next week. All right, guys and gals, take care out there. We'll see you.